Hey, Steve Zonardi here with Treviso Realty. Happy Monday morning. Just a real quick update on the current inventory. We're at 19,309 units, down from like 19,700 of last week. Sales, closed transactions the last 7 days, 548 versus a 600 and change of last week. So obviously closings have slowed down a bit. But again, inventory is dropping down, which is fantastic, giving a lot more room for, let's say, your property to stand out, because that's what less inventory always does. So if we kind of switch that to Estero, we're at 643 units available right now and 19 closed transactions. Give you an idea, even with the market itself, obviously we're in summertime. So imagine like school's out. If you're from up north, you know when the school's out, you'll see like a little bit of a lag period of where things actually start selling, start moving again just prior to like school re-engaging, probably a month prior. So school's out June 1st. We're first week, let's say, on vacation here, and it's still pretty active. I'll give you an example. We have a property listed in Cape Coral. That's my property that I built through Treviso Homes. That's getting one showing a week. We got like 5 showings. We had a tenant prior that literally screwed us with like 3 or 4 showings. We couldn't show it just because they wouldn't accept the showings, but that's fine. And we received an offer yesterday, which is great. And now it's not even too bad. It's like 25K off the mark, which is what we're listed at, which is not nothing. I think we can bridge the gap just in between. It's just there's a few things we need to clean up in there. And then obviously when you're taking in offers, you can't get too desperate as well. Even though we built this property, I kind of talked to Mike, my partner in this as well. Like, we got to pull our emotion out. Like, how's the deposit structure? Is the deposit good enough to hold the property? How's the deposit, like the down payment of the mortgage? How is that? Is that going to be 10, 20, 30, 40% down? Because what happens is you're going to take this property off for 30 days for financing, and then we're missing a whole market. Is this the right offer? So we're trying to work out the details now. We'll see. Again, a little bit, we did a counter last night, a little bit of a pushback, and it's confusing because there's so much. Buyer comes in with so much vigor that loves the property and everything like that, and it's just like, okay, this is the perfect buyer, loves the house, loves every location, close to family. And then we do a sign back, and it's not like we did a crazy sign back. We were flexible with the sign back on the counter with price. We just had to clean up some of the terms, and then we advanced the closing date, which was agreed upon with the buyer, and it just goes cold. So then it goes to tell you there might be a cash strapped issue here, because if you kind of look at the deposit structure, are we 3, 5, 10% down? Is it, like, you got to make sure that if you're coming in at 1% of the purchase price, it's going to tell me a story right there that it's going to be you don't have liquid cash to close, and that could be an issue if we take the property off the market and then we can't close the day of closing. We miss the whole market, so we got to be cautious with that. Other properties that we have currently listed right now, we're getting showings once a week. Some are selling around us. We had one in Naples. Only 3 listings in the current community. We're competitive in price now. We're at the actual price I wanted to start at originally before we listed. Now we're at, in a decent price point, but you're starting to see houses that were larger square footage, nicer finishes at lower prices, which kind of puts us out. So from, let's say, a 460 to 500 or 480 to $500,000 sale could be now like a 450 to 470, just based on timing. You got to be careful with get into the market with the right price, because if you have other properties that come on after you and they start chopping down the price, then they set a new bar, and that's what the new buyers are going to be looking at. So that kind of brings down the value. So just be cautious with that. I think that's pretty much it. Also, the rental market, it's a hit and miss right now, a little slowdown. We are getting activity through the 100 sites that we have all our properties marketing on right now, because we have a lot of investors. We need to rent out their properties, and we are getting applications, like literally more than ever, but a lot of them is just crap. It's just So what we do is we filter them through one site that's very popular, and then ultimately I get them to fill out another application through another program that we use that's more diligent in what it does, and it gives us a better picture on the actual tenant. Because this popular site that everybody uses, that we gain a lot of the leads from, they have an application process as well, but it's not as in depth. We used it once and they regretted it as soon as we got everything signed, so we kind of shifted it off to this other program that we normally use, and that kind of gives us credit score, credit history, employment, felonies, if there's any felonies, if there's any evictions. I mean, in one case, we had it through this popular site. One tenant that came in for this popular site sent in an application, fine and dandy, and then I had him fill out the program that we did, and we found that it was actually a sex offender. So it's like, Okay, so this popular site missed that. So we always push it to the program that we use. And again, that's what's happening. So we're having them fill out these our application form, and they're coming back as crap, or they don't even fill it out because they know it's going to be crap. So this is where we're currently at right now. This is why we're going to start spreading investments through Lee County as well. We've been highly concentrated in one area, and we're pushing to another section as well, because that's going to lean up our inventory in one section. So that's the new plan going forward. That's it for family fun. If you are looking to do something, if you are living in Southwest Florida and you're new to the state, or you're coming to visit, or you have a secondary property, or whatever you're doing, do what we did on the weekend. We actually rented a boat, which was so damn cool. We rented a boat from a place called Baywater Rentals. You can rent a deck boat, which is what we had. So it's a 24-foot boat, deck boat. So we had, seating in the front, seating. We had a canopy, like a bimini canopy over the, I guess, the controls, where you have like shade and more seating back there, and it's a 150 horsepower Yamaha engine. So we're hitting like 25 to 30 miles on the Gulf. But what an exciting day, because it's seeing like even Southwest Florida through different spectacles, where usually you would do everything by land, and that's pretty much what you would see, where you go to the beach and so you see. So this is the first time we actually hit on the ocean with the family, and it was absolutely gorgeous. So we got to see how the beach looks from the ocean side. So we went from let's say from Sanibel all the way down to Fifth Ave. So we did that whole coastline. It was kind of interesting to kind of see how that all looked from the coastline, and the water was great. And we would stop, just kind of literally let the boat float out in the middle of the Gulf. We would eat lunch or go fishing. My son Nico's into fishing right now, so we would just stop. Okay, let's see if we can catch a fish at this point. And then we went into the actual, let's say, the canals where the mangroves are, and this is where Big Hickory Point and stuff like that. So we kind of traveled through there. It was really cool, and we started the journey at 8:30 a.m. and we had to park the boat by 4:30, and it just flew. It was just amazing, and not the cheapest thing. I think it cost around $600 with fuel, because we burned about 16 gallons. So it was we were obviously heavy on the throttle. But it was fun. If you're ever in town and you need a recommendation to do that, let me know. I'm happy to guide you that way. But it is Baywater Rentals. They were really easy to deal with, and we had a good time. But that's it, guys. We'll talk next week.